So this next topic is hive. Okay, so we will start with the hive introduction that you will come to know before starting the practical. Okay, so what is the hive? So hive is a SQL data warehouse tool, SQL data warehouse tool, and we are doing the SQL queries, right? We are we are doing the SQL, right? We are doing the SQL queries, okay, in hive. So hive is completely MapReduce based tool. Okay, it's a backend is we are giving a SQL queries in the interactive shell. Okay, we are writing SQL queries, but the result of the SQL queries is calculated based on the MapReduce. Okay, based on the MapReduce, result will be result will be displayed to the end user. Displayed to the end. Okay, so hive is having a different component. Okay, because hive architecture has different components are there in the hive itself. Okay, different components. And hive is originally originated by Facebook. Okay, so hive is developed by. Okay. And hive is having the one component is hive CLI. So hive CLI is a command line interface. Command line interface. And this component is interactive shell. We know, right? Python is having interactive shell. Scala is having interactive shell. So interactive shell where you write a query and you get the result immediately. So that is what interactive shell. So this hive shell is an interactive shell. So when you will get a hive prompt like this, hive prompt. So here you write a query, select count star, select count star from table. Okay. So you will get the result of your query. Okay. So this is a hive CLI. Another component in the hive architecture, hive meta store DB. Meta store DB. So hive is storing the data in the Hadoop file system, right? So underlying data storage for hive. Hive is providing user interface. Hive is providing interface as a table form. The data is coming in the table form. Okay. Hive is providing interface to view data in files in HDFS in form of tables. And table is like columns are called and column are the fields. Columns are fields and rows are the records. This is a common terminology. Okay, nothing is new. Okay, and rows are the records. Okay, so when I say this backend is a database, like it's a files. Okay, you know any SQL databases, what is the mechanism is there? In the SQL databases also, the interface is the tabular form of the data. Interface is tabular data. Okay, like any client tool you are using. Suppose you are using any you are using any client tool. Okay? Okay, if you are using any client tool, right, Toad or like a SQL developer, right? So interface is the tabular. So interface is a tabular. It's a tab. It's a table form. Okay, but backend is a one DBF file is there. Backend there is a DBF file, and this DBF file is a database file extension .dbf file. And this database file is a compressed file. This compressed file. Okay. But when you are doing queries in the SQL database, but you are getting the data in a tabular form. But backend, the data is stored in a compressed file, that is PDF file, and Oracle or any other database is using to write the data in this DBF file. Okay. But here in the Hive, we have the different formats are there. I will talk about those things. So Hive support different formats. Okay. So these are the different formats, like CSV file can be stored in the Hadoop file system, JSON file, XML file. Okay. And some compressed file format also there, like Parquet is there. Parquet is a columnar file format. Okay. The data is stored in the column oriented manner. Okay. And these SQL DBs are row oriented format. These are row oriented. Row oriented means row by row the data will be stored. So it is row oriented data, row oriented manner. The data is faster to write. Data is faster to write. Okay. But when I say faster to read, the columnar file format is faster to read. Okay. So that is the reason for reading purpose, right? When your read is more than Parquet and ORC, these are the two common file formats, and both are columnar file format. The data is stored in the form of column oriented manner. Okay, columnar file format. Okay. So these all file format we should know, right? When we are working in Hive, we should know this Parquet, ORC, and one more is Avro. Avro file format is used for schema evaluation. What is a schema evaluation? The schema evaluation is when you are frequently updating your schema, like your file, your table, you have the columns, and columns you are adding and removing columns, so your data should not be impacted. Okay, so in that case, Avro is a very good file format, okay, for the schema evaluation support. So when you are adding columns or removing columns, okay, removing columns, so your data will not be impacted. Your existing data, your existing data will not be impacted. Okay, so and another thing comes in the when we are going through Hive, right? So there are the schema on read and schema on write. Schema on read and schema on write. Okay. What is the meaning of these two concepts? Okay. So schema on read, Hive is schema on read. Hive is supporting schema on read, and schema on write is supported by the SQL databases. Okay. So schema on read means you have seen, like okay, first we talk about database. Okay, you have seen when you are writing data into SQL databases. Okay, so your writing taking time. Your writing data is taking time because it is validating. It is validating data with schema, right? Your data type is wrong or not. Whether your data type, whether your data type is right or wrong. Okay. So because of that, it takes time, right or wrong. Okay. So that is the reason it is called schema on write. So SQL are schema on write. SQL databases are schema on write because the writing data is taking more time because it's validating data and it is finding whether the data type is wrong, then it will allow. If the data type is correct, then only it will allow to write the data. Okay. But select is the faster. Okay. But reading data from database is faster because there is no validation check. There is no validation check. If validation check will not be there, your select query will be giving quick result. Your select will be giving quick result. Okay. Now come to the Hive. Hive is a vice versa. In Hive is vice versa. Hive is writing is faster into right? When you're writing into hive table, writing is faster into when you are writing into hive table, okay? It is not taking time. It's not taking time and loading data into hive table very, very quickly. Okay, because it is just dumping the data. It is just dumping data, right? That's the one reason like the schema, this hive is faster in write. But when the data is validated, when you are selecting data, then it will be checking data validation. If data type is wrong, wrong, it will display null value. It display null value because your data type is not matching the type correctly. What data you inserted, okay? So it will be displaying the null value. So schema on read means the validation is happening on the read, and schema on write means validation is happening on the write. That is the reason it's called schema on read and schema on write. The schema checking on read, schema checking on write, right? It's very clear indication. Like when you are checking a schema at the time of read, that is hive, and schema or is checking at the write, that is a SQL database. Okay, is it clear? This is very important concept, right? Because uh, both are SQL, both are SQL. Hive is also SQL. SQL databases is also SQL, but this is a big difference, like in terms of writing and reading. Okay, because hive is why it is meant for the schema on read. Why hive? Why hive has not done schema on write? Can anyone tell me the reason why they have not made schema on write like the same SQL DBs? Because there will be some logic, right? There is some reason behind that why they have made schema on read. Can anyone think about it?
So
Whatever your
the
mind,
tables are not created, permanently.
tables are not created permanently. Means like we are inserting data in table only, right? Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, like we are just reading the files in the tabular form, but not creating a tables like SQL.
See, one thing you can agree here, the SQL databases is for very, very large amount of data, or hive is like this hive is for the large data. That's the big difference in there, right? Because hive is for the Hadoop component, right? It's meant for petabyte data and large size data, right? Not that like a SQL databases may be limited data, right? Because it's depend on the capacity, like the machine support, the size of the data can handle, right? The particular machine, right? Right, vertical scalability, right? Okay. So when I'm saying the data size, data, I have large data. So if I'm taking a time in the writing, right, it's really big problem, right? Because right, when the person will be reading data, that time is data validation is fine because he's reading data as depend on the how much data is reading, the validation will happen. But suppose I'm saying 2 TB data I'm going to write, and if it is taking time, so that is a very like annoying situation, right? Correct. So what they thought, we will allow everything, like whatever you, generally the data should not be the wrong type, right? When you are bringing the data, so definitely the data should not be wrong, right? But why we apply the validation process? We assuming that whatever data file we got it, and we are loading into load data local path command, right? So when we are loading data, so unnecessary, if we know that the file 199% it will be correct only, but still we are going to check in the SQL, right? But the same process why we go for that, right? That will allow like time to check, right? So they thought, okay, we will allow writing process fast. Okay, we will not check anything. Whatever you are dumping, you dump it. Okay, but at the time of reading, we will see, right? So the writing process become right, like okay, we are writing a huge amount of data, like 2 TVs, 4 TVs, 10 TVs data. So that will be too fast. right? Because if you see, you will see that when I'm just going to write the data of 50,000 records, within 5-10 seconds, the data will be loaded. Okay. 50,000 is a really, really very large amount of records, right? But same thing if you are trying the write in the DB, it will take time because it's insert row by row insert is doing, right? And every insert, it is keep checking data in every query, insert query, right? Got my point? Okay. So, so that is the reason the design, right? See, the thing is same. There is nothing different. It is also SQL, it is also SQL. But reading writing process, they have made accordingly the behavior of data, right? I have a very large amount data, so I can't wait for the writing data. Okay, my writing process should be fast, right? Okay. Okay, so this is the reason schema on read is supported in Hive. Okay. So when we are talking about the Hive component, right? So in Hive component, first we talk about Hive CLI, right? That is the very first one, like command line interface where I'm writing a query. Second one is a meta store DB. So there is a separate database is there. Okay. In case of Hive, it is Derby. If you know about the Derby, Derby is a Apache Derby. Apache Derby is a small database. Like if you heard about some other database, there are many other small databases are there. These are for very small amount of data you want to store. So MetaStore DB is not storing the actual data. It is storing metadata about your database tables. Okay. So suppose I say I have different tables are there in my actual data. So I'm saying types of tables are there. Okay. So types of table, there are the two types of tables in Hive, internal table, or we call it managed table, and second one is the external table. So I want to find out whether this table is the internal or external. So that type of table is stored in this metadata DB, and actually this table name is TP. The type of table. So some table name is there, TBLS. TBLS is a table name. So TBLS is a table name where this information is stored. Type of table, column names, and column type. So if I want to do any query in the SQL query, when I'm doing any query on the Hive CLI, so in the metastore DB, it will find the actual column names and column type, everything it will be taking from the this metastore DB. This metastore DB is a separate database, okay? And even we can configure this metastore DB as this metastore DB, we can configure Oracle, MySQL, or any our own choice SQL database. Okay, we can configure. So we can configure any other SQL databases like Oracle, MySQL. So we have to set some configuration property, you know, right? Driver, URL, okay, username, password. So those things we have to set it in hivesite.xml. Okay, then we can configure it. Okay, but if I'm not configuring, so by default is a Derby that is given by the Hive itself. Okay, so this is the second component where your metadata information is stored. Okay, and some other information okay, so there is a Hive compiler is there. Okay, which is compiling your query. Hive parser is there.
Today, as in Dadri, India got up to 23 degrees Celsius.
Hive parser, which is parsing your query. Hive parser is parsing your query. Okay, compiler is compiling the. So how you will be checking like the query is syntax is correct or not. So Hive compiler is doing that part. Okay, and one more component is their database execution engine. Database execution engine, which is executing your query. So here is the thing, when you're directly the database query is not running by this database querying. It is converting your query into the MapReduce job, converting query into MapReduce job. Okay. The same MapReduce job concept like we read, right? We've gone through the same MapReduce job. It will be converting like mapper reducer job, and then it will be returning the result of MapReduce. So MapReduce job is run. Finally, the MapReduce job are run. Okay, run and then return the result. Return the result. Okay, to the ICLI. So if I say this is the flow right here, hive compiler, like compiling query, hive parser. Actually, one more component is there. Like one more component is there, optimizer. So optimizer comes in picture, right? Your optimizer is comes in picture, right? When your queries is highly optimized or not, like whatever query. So optimization part will be done in the optimizer. Okay. And apart from that, this is for the basic flow, right? Whenever hive CLI you are giving a query, then meta store DB, it will be checked the metadata about the query. Then query will be compiled. Then hive parser will be parsing the query, and optimizer is optimizing query, and then database execution engine is converting query into MapReduce job. And finally, MapReduce job is run and giving the result back. Okay. But Hive is having some other component, like one is the thrift server. What is a thrift server? The thrift server is using a thrift protocol, and that is basically a different cross-platform or cross-language, right? Like suppose I want to use Hive, but actually I want to do reporting in Windows in Tableau. Okay, so I want to access Hive in Ubuntu, okay, but my Tableau in Windows. My Tableau is in Windows, okay, and I want to connect Hive and get table reporting in BI tool in Tableau. Okay, so there is the thrift server that is called Hive Server 2. The thrift server name is another name is Hive Server 2, that is called thrift server, and it is using a thrift protocol that is providing like a JDBC ODBC connection, right? So we can connect our DBC connection to connect Hive driver, connect to Hive driver to get the data. Okay. So right, some Java program we write, right, and we can give the result set and those data like prepare statement, right? So that way we can write a programmatic way to read the data from any uh, Windows machine, like a Tableau can connect, right? So there are many examples, like I can connect Windows machine to the Ubuntu Hive. Okay, so this is like a cross platform. So that feature is there in the Hive. Okay, so when we talk about this architecture, so next thing is comes in the Hive is having database features, right? Hive is supporting database features. Okay? So when we talk about database features, right? So first thing comes, right? We have the database. So the very like a large thing we say in the any database or Hive is a database. So database is collection of tables, right? Database is a collection of tables, and table is a collection of records, right? Tables are the collection of records. These are basic terminology. Same thing is there in the Hive. Collection of record, which have fields. Okay, we call it column. Call it columns. Okay. So, and when I say, so we have a DDL, data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language. Different, like these are the same, like we can support in the Hive. So first is like I create a database in the Hive shell. So I will create a database, like create database, and I say testing is my database name. Then next you will be using the database. You say use database, use testing, right? When you do use testing, so you will be use your database, right? Now you can do the show table and create table, you can create table. So that table will go to the this particular database, right? So by default, show tables you do, you can see the all tables in your database. So by default, the one database is the default database is given by the Hive. The default data. I will show you. Default database is given by. Okay, but generally when we working in the Hive environment, like we create our own database. Okay, but by default is given by the Hive is the default database. Okay, the name of the database is the default. Okay, so first we understand what is internal and external table. Okay, so table we know, right? Table is the containing the tabular representation of the data. Table is containing tabular representation table. Okay, row and column in the form of row and rows and columns. Okay, so when I say table, so there are two types of tables there in Hive: internal table and external table. So internal table and external table. This internal table is called managed table also. Okay, so both are same table. The name managed means the table is managed by the Hive itself. That is the reason it is called managed table. So when table is created within warehouse directory, so Hive is having its own. If you have installation you have done, you have seen user Hive warehouse directory is created, right? When you are installing Hive, the user Hive warehouse directory, that is the internal directory of Hive where the internal table is stored. So in this within user Hive warehouse directory, your DB folder will be created like this, testing.db. So your DB name is a testing. So your DB name folder will be testing.db. And inside that folder, one more folder will be created, one more directory will be created of your table name directory. Suppose I'm going to create a employee table. I say create table employee. And then I'm defining the fields, like properties I'm defining. Okay, I say name is string type. Okay, so here varchar we can use, but Hive is giving the data type string. Okay, and for age, like if I say number, so int type is there. So like this, I can create a table in Hive. Okay, so when I'm creating a table name emp, so in the storage where my data will be stored, it will create a directory name is emp. Okay, so this directory is representing the table, right? So whenever any new table is created in the warehouse directory, in your database folder, you will have one directory for your table. Okay, so the internal table managed by the Hive. Okay, but there is a one drawback in the internal table. When you drop internal table, like you say command drop table emp. So when you say this command, what it will do, it will drop table schema, drop the schema of the table, like it will drop the table, it will drop schema of the table. Simple, like you've seen that when we drop table command means like we are not able to do any select star from table because our schema is deleted, but also it will delete data also. That is the problem with this. So delete the data. So data and schema both will be deleted. So if your underlying data in this emp directory, this is also deleted, only this testing.db will remain there because it's a database folder. So emp directory is deleted. This emp directory, this is deleted. Okay, when you drop the table, I'll show you with the practical example. In case of external table, what is the advantage with this table? External table is outside the warehouse directory. Okay, so the syntax for the external table is like you they create table, create external table. Okay, so for internal table, you don't need to use any keyword. Just simply you will be doing just create table. But the same table you want to create as an external table, so you have to use the external keyword. Because when you are giving an external keyword and if you are providing a location also, here is a saying location, and I say this will be also Hadoop location and this is also Hadoop location. Both are Hadoop location, but this Hadoop location is managed by the hive within an internal directory of hive. But this Hadoop location is external to the this warehouse directory. Anywhere in the Hadoop path, you can take it any path. Suppose I say my test slash test 231, some directory is there, my own directory. And this directory, I'm giving my location of this EMP table data. So whatever file, whatever a data will be behind, that will be stored in this location. Whatever data is related to this table as a file will be stored in this directory. Okay, I will show that. Right. Okay, to create external table, so it is outside the warehouse directory. Okay, because we are giving a location. If you don't give the location for the external table, it will be directly go to the your warehouse only. Same structure it will create. Okay, but if you are providing location will, it means it will go to your own location. Okay, so the advantage is, okay, with the external table, if you drop table, if you drop table, you drop table, only schema is deleted, but data will not be deleted. But data will not be dropped. Okay, and again you can create table with same schema command. So you have a create table syntax, right? So this create table syntax, right? This one. If you run it again, the data is residing on the same place, so it will be associated back. Okay. So first, when you are dropping table, this schema will be deassociated because it is dropped and the data is present at the same location. But again, you create a table, so the data which is present on the same location, it become associated with this table again, and your table is populated. Like you can do your query when you do queries like select star from EMP, so you will see your data. You will see your data. So it is very basic fundamental concept of in Hive, internal table and external table, but we should know when we go for internal and when we go for external. So generally we say like for testing purpose, like you can write, okay, internal table is not secure. Okay. So that is the reason and it is basically in the Hive warehouse directory. So everybody has no access of this location, right? So user role based access is there in the company. So they are not giving direct access like write access or read access, right? Read access they can give, but you cannot drop command access, you will not have. So you cannot delete. Okay. But in case of external table, there is no restriction, right? Because we know, right, if the table is schema is deleted, we can recreate the table. So we are not worried about the data of the table. So data is important. Like schema is not important because schema command you can prepare again, but data you cannot prepare quickly, right? So if data is really very huge, right? Suppose 100,000 record you deleted. Can you bring that 100,000 record by writing, typing? No, right? So you have to take it from the same source again. So whatever source you bought last time data, suppose you are reading this 100,000 record from the SQL DB, like using Scoop, right? So again, you have to do the same process to bring the data. So we will be very alert, right? Regarding the data, right? Our data should not be deleted. Okay. So if your table is dropped by mistake, so if it is an external table, so you should not worry about it because the table you can recreate by your schema again. Okay. Anyone has any question? Okay, everyone has installed Hive? if hive is installed, because hive you definitely install it, otherwise you can't do practice on the hive. So before like moving to hive, right, your installation is ready, right? And before hive you should have Hadoop installed, because if Hadoop is not installed you can't install hive. Okay, so hive is having a dependency on Hadoop. So first, when you log into your Ubuntu, you start first Hadoop service, and then you start Hive. Okay. So Hive is in my document. Anybody wants to install, I can install. Okay. It's very simple process. Okay. Like everyone has installed, or like everybody has to install.
I started the process, and right now I'm having an issue at a certain point with setting up the Derby DB. So almost
Okay.
done, but I was just in the middle of doing it and I wasn't finished.
No, you are getting any issue, or like I can check, right? You are in the middle, right? Where which place you are right now? If I show you the document, you are following
Yeah.
my Hive Ubuntu installation. Actually, you are following this one. So this one,
Yeah.
which steps you are right? So this
I
was
think
all fine.
step 6. Can you go to step 6? Yes. Oh yeah, right here.
Have you
So
completed, or is still it's giving error? Because this is a Derby database to each level. Is it giving error schema?
yeah,
Anything?
for me it just says the command for the schema tool is not found. So
No, schema tool is not found. That could be a reason is, see here dollar is there, right? Because your home path, if you have not set the home path correctly, Hive home.
Mhm.
So the thing is, this command we are running in our user directory, okay, in our
Mhm.
user directory, right? So you are not going to the bin directory and running this schema tool. So the purpose of the any home path, that anywhere you can run your command, it could be locate, it could be locating,
Mhm.
right? Because your home path is set, because this home path is saying your software slash hive slash, right, bin directory, correct? So this
Yes.
home path is correctly finding your home, okay? But if you are
Mhm.
saying it is saying schema tool is not found, so it means your this home path is not set correct, right? This one.
Yes.
So something is
Yes.
in this one. So how did you set it this one? Did you
Uh,
set it correctly?
yes. For here, it
Or
almost
otherwise you
looks
can share now, I can check and I
sure.
can, you can
Okay,
figure
let
it
me
out.
do that. I will share 1 second.
Then I have to make it within. Your name is Prithvi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you share screen.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes. I'm
Yeah. So here too as well, I tried checking the home path, the
okay.
variable that I set, but I
Yeah,
also
I
tried
got it.
going.
First thing is,
Yeah.
you don't need to go directly in the bin directory or like this, because
Yeah.
you have to do with the like this
The home
command
path.
we have to run. Like
Mhm.
this command is the correct command. This one we have to run, but we have to run anywhere, right? But don't need to go.
Yes.
So something is your see when you are running this command. So what error your hive, so it is something saying no such file directory for the, so it is not able to locate, okay? So
Uh-huh.
if you see when you're home, there is no slashes there before, okay? So
Okay.
if I go to your bash rc cd,
Mhm.
so bash rc we always open in the home directory, right? User home. Anywhere you try
Mhm.
to open bash rc, you will get empty file. So if you
Yes.
want to open anywhere as bash rc, you don't want to come to your home, always use slash tilde dot, oh sorry, slash
I think the O is missing there.
okay, here is the bash rc you can directly open, but anywhere other directory you are using your tilde something slash tilde dot bash rc, you can open from any. So here is the directory you can give nano dot bash rc. So
Yeah.
you come to your path. Okay. So if you see, you followed the same like there in the website, right? But that is wrong there. Actually,
Oh,
any
okay.
path, if you see my Hadoop path on the top, slash is there. So any path is starting with the slash. Okay.
Okay.
So if you
And
are not
also,
doing it, will not be able to find your correct Hive home path, right?
oh,
Okay.
okay, I see.
Control
And
X,
and
Y.
question for just for that is because I've been confused sometimes about the way that the home directory path works because we have like the Ubuntu like virtual machine and a user, but in that case I thought maybe between the setting it for Hadoop we didn't use quotations as well, but then for here
Okay, that
some
is not a matter. If you give double
okay.
quotation on the home path, just it should be a correct location. Your like slash home slash your username slash software slash this till this bin, right? Because bin we don't need to give. Bin we have to give in the bin path. That is the path, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So your path should be correct and with the slash should be started. Okay. So if you
Okay.
have not seen in my text document, I have corrected that. If you find in the
Yeah.
website, there is slash is not there. That is a mistake, right?
Okay.
But if you have seen in my
Yeah.
document, right,
Yes.
there will
I
be
think
not.
I have it here too. This is your document, right? This is just
So
in text, but then
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So
If you
here,
see Hadoop home, where is the Hive home? I set it.
maybe higher.
See, can you check me?
Yes.
Mine one is
Yes.
not slash mission, right? So actually,
Yes.
I prepared the step like I know a mistake, right? Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned the link of the website, right?
Yes.
So but mistake is here like slash here is not mistake, right? It's a correct slash home slash is there, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
there is a problem, okay, and you
Okay.
already created these directories all 10
Yeah.
directories
So
in
I
user.
so I think I can run the schema command right now.
Yeah, so
With that
schema
fixed.
command you can now you have already command here, okay.
Mhm.
So when we go back, this is the command of schema.
Mhm.
So now this dollar hive home is working. So you don't need
Okay.
to go to the hive bin directly manually. No need to
Yeah.
go. So
Yeah.
purpose
I
of
was
that,
just
yeah.
I
So
was
now the
double
error is
checking there
coming.
to see if it's there.
So this error is not given in the website, but I know this error will come because actually this is the whatever the process is there. This is a part of the error. Like error is there. Definitely this
Mm-hmm.
error will come. Everybody will get this error, and this error is saying some line number 3215, some illegal character is there. Some character is there which is causing the problem. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
one. So what we need to do, we have to go to software already. Hive. So here we have this is a Hadoop. So we have to go to Hive. Here we have to go con and I actually I can open with the command line also, but it is very difficult to open in the command 3215 line. Okay, go to that. So I will
Mm-hmm.
directly jump to here 3215. So 32 okay 3215. So 3215. Okay, this is the problem. So these characters you have to remove. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And I save this one. After saving this, again, now I have to, because where I got this problem, what I run it? I run it when the schema tool command, I got this error, right? Again, I have
Right.
to run the schema tool. Okay. Because schema tool command is not completed successfully.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to okay. So this is using embedded driver, right? Like the Derby, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
is initializing your metastore DB, the DB I was talking about, right? The column
Yes.
names and column type and internal table or external table, all those information is stored in this metastore DB. So once this metastore DB is done, so the next step is after that, just we have to start the hive command on the hive shell. So this is done, and yeah, this is done. And the one more problem will come. it is already predefined here. It is Java IO temp dir, something will come in the error. So you have to remove these all in the hivesite.xml, Java IO temp dir properties there. You have to remove, then you start Hive. But I'm saying you should check this error. Like anyone can fix this before, right? Because I know this error will come, right? So that's the reason I given this step. But you should see this error, how it is coming, this Java IO temp dir. After this step, this is completed, right? The next step is this one, the error. When the error will come, means when you do Hive, you type Hive, you will get the error. So this is a very like predefined process, right? Because if someone is installing number of times, the same things will be keep repeating, right? Because it will not never change, right? Okay. So and same errors will come because this is already errors. These are the configuration error in their Hive configuration file, right? The Hive they have provided the version they have not corrected, right? Maybe the later version of Hive, right? 3.5 or like later version, then they will correct it because these issues will be reported to the this Hadoop, right? Okay, your version is having these issues, right? Illegal character, right? Okay, and this issue is coming. I told you, right? Java IO temp dir. So this particular problem everyone will face. Okay, so if you find this one, then you will correct it. So what is the way? Just copy this temp dir Java because we will find it in our hivesite.xml. We'll copy this, and where my hivesite.xml is open, I will search it, and all the places I will delete. So how many times are there? Total 5 times. Okay. So this Java IO temp dir is coming in my this property. So I have to remove the property starting and ending. So it's very careful, like you should be end-to-end property tag you remove. Okay. So find again. The total 5 times you have to remove. Okay. So one time we remove. Now it's still 4 times. So this is the one. Okay. So if you search in Google for this issue, you will get the similar step, right? Like you follow this step. So I got this step from the Google only, right? If I want to make my Hive working, so here are the 2 places together, like in the one property and second property. So I'm removing end-to-end 2 property tag. So now you will see only the last final one is pending. So that is this one. So this is the main one. See, description, this thing is there, it is not impacting. But even we are deleting everywhere because this particular like system.temp dir is giving issue. Okay. So rather than finding the value, so value is the main part, right? The key and value, right? So this value part is more like problematic rather than description. Something is there, you can write anything. It will not be, it is a description about this property, right? So it's not a matter, but still we are deleting, like we should not have any confusion, right? What to delete, what to delete. That's the reason I told all 5 you delete. So you should not have confusion which one I should delete or which one I should not delete, right? Okay. Now I saved it. Okay. Now I will do same Hive, and this is the last one, and then you will get your Hive form. Okay. So everybody will face these issues, I'm telling, because these are the already predefined steps. Okay. But someone knows these solutions because this solution is not there in the website, like this one, temp IODIR, and that illegal character, that is not mentioned. If you see in the website one, so directly they have told schema, directly they are starting the Hive shell. Okay. So maybe whatever version they are using, might be that version, that issue is not there. But whatever you are installing, this 3.1.3 or 3.6, any version, now Hive came, right? Now you do show databases. So first command is the show databases. So we can check how many databases are there. So I told default database will come, right? So this is the by default automatically come, the one default database. Okay. So if I want to create my own database, you say create database, and I say MyDB. Any name you can keep it, and database is created. And now I want to do again show database. You can do up arrow to get the commands. Okay. Same like in the dollar shell. And my
Mhm.
DB is coming. Now I want to use some database. And actually one is command is also there. Can you know, right, which database you selected? Suppose I do use my DB, right? Can I know if I don't see this command, can anyone tell like which database you are right now? You
No, you
cannot,
can't tell.
right? You cannot know. So there is a one command, select current database. So there is no table required for that. Just simply you write current database, bracket, semicolon. So can you see here, anytime you want to just make sure, right, you are creating a table in a correct database or not. Because once you create a here table, you know, right, that table will go to that database which you have used, right? The same like a SQL, right, you do, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, but you want to make sure before, right? If you have create a table once and you thought, okay, this is not a correct database, so you have to drop the table, right? So before doing that, you can just run this command and make sure, are you in the correct database or not, right? If you are correct database, then you can start writing your create table command. So I say, right, okay, create table, my table, and I say, okay, ID is integer type, name is the string type, and these are the primitive data. Okay, so in hive is complex data type also there, like array, map, struct. Okay, I will talk about that. Like I can create a complex data type in hive, but SQL DBs you have not seen array, map, struct. So these types are not there. Only primitive types are there, which I'm typing, like ID, integer type, name, string
Yeah.
type, age is an integer type. So primitive type means simple type, like just straightforward value is there. But complex type is like array. So array is not single value. Like student marks you want to store. So
Mhm.
how many columns you have to create? If 5 subject marks you have to store. If normal table I'm talking about, 5 columns you
5.
have to, right? If I say I have a 10 subject, or suppose I have a 10 cities data, so how many columns? 10. So this is not a feasible solution, right? So there is a concept of array. So when I use an array, so even like 10, 50, 100, as many as number values can come in a one single column. And you will use indexes, like you will use like 0 index for the first value, second value for the 1 index, like that you will access. Okay. But that is
Mhm.
complex data type. I will talk about that. So it is a simple table I created. Okay. And now I do show tables. So I can see my table. If I want to see the schema of the table, so there is a DSC command. You use the same command in the Oracle MySQL, right? Any schema you want to see, it will show you the column name and column type, right? So you can
Mhm.
see. Okay. So suppose I want to check the create table syntax. So there is a one command is there in the hive, show create table. Show create table and table name you gave. Your table name is my table. So show create table and table name you gave, it will give you a create table syntax. Sometimes you want to know the create table syntax with the location, everything, because DESC command just giving information about column, your metadata, which is stored in the, this column information is stored in the meta store DB, right? There is a TBLS table is there, TBLS, right? So
Mhm.
when I want to see the complete create table syntax, so there is a command show create table, which will show you, okay, so this is like location, table properties. So hive is creating table like this internally. You are just giving a table like this, create table, table, table like this. Okay. But hive is using this way to store. Okay. So here you can see what is the database table location, warehouse directory. And what type
Warehouse.
of table it is? It is an internal table.
Yep.
Right? Because it's an internal table, and internal table directly go to the user, hive, warehouse, mydb.db, and my table. So my table is a location of your table, my table, right? If I drop this table, I say drop table and my table. Right now data is not there. Okay. So I will see this location also will be deleted. Okay. So drop table, my table. And one more thing, suppose you want to run a Hadoop command. So generally what you do, you need to open another terminal, right? $shell, then you can run the Hadoop command, right? But Hive is having an option, right? Using the exclamation, you can write Hadoop command also. It is a multi-purpose, right? So Hive shell you can use like two purpose, right? You don't need to open a $shell, terminal shell. You don't need to start. You can write any Hadoop command, put command, copy command, anything. But you have to use this exclamation. If you don't use exclamation, the command will not work because Hive is expecting SQL queries. But when you are trying something like this, you say, so it will not recognize because this Hadoop is not a keyword for Hive. But if you want to use any Hadoop command, use exclamation symbol. So Hadoop fs -ls, and then you say user I warehouse mydb.db. And what is my table name? I created at my table.
My
Okay.
table.
Now I'm checking it. I'm checking it whether my table folder is deleted or not. Because when I drop the table, so I told like data will be deleted. Still data is not there, but the folder is there, which is containing the data, which will contain the data, right? So that folder will be deleted.
Okay.
Still nothing coming, right? It should come not found. Okay, now it comes. No such file directory. So only mydb.db, you will have mydb.db. DB will not delete it because we are drop only table, right? So when I see this, so it will be empty because the other tables are not there. Only one table we created and that table we drop. So you will see nothing. It's empty, right? So something is not coming means nothing is there, right? Okay. So
Okay.
so this is the internal table, okay? And when we are dropping the table, your schema and data, okay? And when I say select star from my table, the table is also not there. So schema is deleted and data will be deleted. Still data we have not loaded, but the data is stored, going to store in the folder that is deleted. So definitely the data will be deleted also, right? Okay, so I will show the complete use case, right? Internal table and external table, right? How to create a table, how to like internal table and external table, like if we drop the table, so how external table behave and how internal table is behaving. Okay.
Okay.
So first thing is you guys install it, okay? Because once you installation done, then only you can practice of the Hive. So show tables you do. So there is nothing, right? Because I already dropped the table. Okay.
I have one question right now. To enter the Hive CLI, we just type in Hive in any terminal, right? And then it becomes like the CLI.
Maybe like this is a Hive interactive shell.
Yes.
CLI.
So can I open another terminal and also type in Hive and
Yeah.
also
See, okay. You mean to say like another, so that will be a
yes.
different session. Actually, every Hive is having one session.
Mm-hmm.
Locally we are doing. It should not. It's a different session ID is created. So this session ID, but the same table reading, writing, like, okay. So that will be doing is internally locking. Okay. Like which one command you are running first. So that data will go first. So here is so for simple select queries one, you can do the multiple like Hive shells. Okay,
Yes,
so
and
mm,
also while I think it's still running right now, right? But I want to check for in the Hadoop file system. Will you be able to see the user oh, I forget what I think it's called user/hive.
mhm.
Can you go to my internet there, the Firefox?
Okay, you mean to say where you want to go?
Yeah,
Firefox.
in there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think my local host for the
Oh, Hadoop file system, you are saying?
yes, I should have it here.
9870.
Yeah.
970.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was wondering if I can see the same, like how much of the Hive files, if it's organized in the utilities, like
No,
when you browse it.
utilities is like this is a separate from the Hive, right? Because we are working on Hive means like tables, all those things. But this is a file system.
Mhm.
But whatever, yeah, you can see
User.
the
Yeah.
user Hive warehouse directly. So that will be automatically reflected. Maybe,
Okay.
but I have removed this one.
Deleted. Oh yeah.
Refresh, go. Oh, mydb.db will there, but table is deleted, right? Mydb.db is there. Like if I create again table command, then here I created table, right? So I do create table, drop table, and before that, create table. I'm creating again table. And now, if you refresh here, my table is coming, okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you do here, use mydb, I think because of the RAM, it's slow, right? So
Okay. Okay.
how much RAM is there on this Ubuntu?
I think I only gave 3 gigs. I have 8 altogether, but I only gave 3.
Yeah, RAM matters, right?
Mhm.
So if 16 GB RAM is there, okay, 8 GB RAM, if you give 10 GB RAM in out of 16 GB RAM machine, so that will be a combination. Yeah.
Okay.
So this slowness is coming because of like memory.
Mhm.
The one shell is working faster and this one is not.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay if the
This
second
issue
show.
is
I was
coming.
just wondering. Yeah, I was just wondering what
Yeah,
happens if you
actually
have
now
two.
I'll tell you one thing. Whenever you're trying the two right and the same day, like this hive shell will start, but unable to instance like say it will not connect you the same session whatever you are doing. Actually,
Mhm.
hive is session based like window. So whatever you
Mhm.
are doing, this is in the this session, and when you close it, whatever
Mhm.
you have, like your all command will be lost, right? All this command, okay, and
Mhm. Mhm.
okay, but whatever you done, that will persist there. Okay, you are because everything is going to the disk, right? Or create table, everything. Okay, but
Yeah.
again, you start a new shell, you will not get those commands. Okay,
Mhm.
because it is this is the same window, so this is there. So this is in the same hive session. The problem is
Okay.
coming if you are trying another hive session, and now I'm trying show databases. Like
I was
Hadoop
thinking
terminal
maybe
you
it.
can do. Hadoop
Yeah.
terminal is not a problem because Hadoop terminal is like any multiple shells you can do any number of commands you can run, right? Because that is a terminal, that is a general terminal. But
Yeah.
Hive is a particular component. You are inside the component, right? You are
Yeah.
inside as a client tool,
Mhm.
right? Like SQL
Mhm.
DBs, right? You have opened your MySQL prompt, right? Okay, or Oracle query prompt, right? So it's the same thing. So once you start the session, right? So this session will not get whatever you're creating here. Okay.
Mhm.
So that session is not updated. Okay.
Okay.
So here is unable to instantiate. So it is giving session, see this issue will come. So
Mhm.
second hive shell will not work fine. Okay. Hive will
Okay.
start, but while you are running any command, it will give issue. Okay. So
Okay. And
better to work only one shell at a time. Okay. So you will
okay.
be able to work. Okay.
And
So
also,
create table, show table, command, anything. Okay. So
is it
show table. So here it is working and.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my DB. Show tables. And that's the reason it's taking time also, right? Because the second session. So here the session is fast, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so Hadoop terminal you can see, right? See the everything, and when you are creating an external table, right? Same table. If I create external table, just I say create table, and I give a location, and I say, and this directory it is not necessary you should create. Suppose I'm giving my table one, okay? Some directory location I given. Even this directory is not present in the Hadoop location, right? It is not present, correct?
Mhm.
But still
Mhm.
it will create, even I give multiple directory also, my table one, and I say here table. Something I give, because this directory will not be there. Tables, okay? Table slash my table one. And this location, and I'm going to create external table. So I have to use external keyword, okay? So when I use this, table hive my table. Oh, same like external or internal table, you cannot keep it same name. So table name you have to keep. See, external just creating a location for your table, but the table name you have to change. You can't keep it the same name, internal or external table, because you already created an internal table with the same name. Okay, so you can't create. So can you see this location is created, and this location,
Mhm.
if I go, okay, so I go back. So
It's on the far right. The
this is not, this is the direct, right? So I go
yeah.
to here, and I created tables, and I created my table. So this directory automatically created. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is the outside warehouse directory, right? This is
Mhm.
not the warehouse. And when you keep it some file here, suppose you say you have some input file is there, and you write the file here, so that will be populated in this table. Okay. And when I'm dropping this table, when I say drop table and my table one, okay. So if I do select command, even data is not there, but table will not found, right? Because I dropped the table. So I will get the error, right? So this is fine. This is common for both. Whether it's an internal or external, this error will come for both, right? Because this is
Mhm.
schema, right? Because table is not present, right? Because I
Mhm.
have dropped the table. But if I want to see whether my data, this one is deleted or not, what do you think? It should delete it or not, this location, if I refresh? It will not delete, because I told, right, external table location will not be deleted. So if suppose data is there, once you populated data in the table, that will remain there at the location, same location. But
Mhm.
table is deleted. But again, if I create the table, same table, if I create again this one with the same location, just I create it. So now whatever the data is lying on this place, again will be reassociated. So
Mhm.
you will see it is like a attachment, deattachment, right? So when you drop,
Mhm.
it will be detached, right? Your data has become isolated. But again, you create table with the same schema and same location. So your data, which is isolated, again associated with the table. Okay. So table name you can change. Okay. But data, underlying data, you are making associated. Okay. And this data you cannot have a one table, like suppose the same data location, I can map to the multiple tables also. Okay. So if anything is reflected in the data, both the tables will be impacted. The data you will do select star from table. So because
Mhm.
this table has association with this data. So whatever data lying over there, so this is the same location. So anytime you change for this table, so it will impact not only for this, it will impact for this also, right? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So this thing is not there in the internal table. So external table is because of the external location you can map, because location keyword
Mhm.
is there, right?
Mhm.
But internal table is there is no location keyword. That's the reason you cannot map a same user hive warehouse directory location, you cannot map to the two tables. You cannot do it,
Mhm.
right? So sometimes
Mhm.
we do like different tables, right? I want to do different SQL queries I want to perform, right? Okay, so that is the reason I will map the same location with the two different tables, right? Okay. Okay, just try this basic things, okay? And you guys follow my another batch one, Hive is going in the my YouTube one, okay? I will give that YouTube link so you can see the advance of Hive, like whatever I already covered, okay? So I already covered partition and the internal table, external table. So you can see their examples also. And I will share that classroom link also, so you can see their like documentation material. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, let's connect tomorrow. So just first let's install this everything, right? So install this Hive. Okay, yeah. Then do the basic practice on the this internal table, external table. You can find more examples. See, if you want to search, see if you understand the concept. So just search internal table, external table, example, even table example in Hive. You can get the various examples like source code or like so any like this one you can follow Hive internal table, external table. They have given practically how to load the data. There is a load data local path command is there. So I will try, I will do that, but I'm saying like if you can try your own and it will be good start, right? You can create a simple base test table. Okay, and this test table is the internal table. Then load the data from your local directory. So create a some file in your local directory, in a local directory path, or use the load data path command. So this is a like home slash your username slash it is not necessary you keep it desktop, you keep it anywhere, just give the path and into table name. So you will see same thing you do here, your table will be created. Okay, your table will be populated. But here, generally the when we are creating table, we use this two line also more. Because row format delimited, field terminated by row format delimited means your data is passed line by line. Okay, and field terminated by if your data is a comma delimited character, right, in the file. Okay, so that will be loaded data. Okay, so this is a default text file format data like comma delimited data. So always use these two line in the create table. So basic table you can create when you are inserting data manually, insert into table command. But when you are loading the data from the file, then you have to run this command, row format delimited, field terminated by. Okay. And suppose your file is in the some location. How many fields are there? Only two field is there, ID and name. So suppose you have some location and you have a file. Okay, just I create a location here. I say here. So I want to keep it my data separately. So just hive test directory I'm creating cd hive test, and I say some file cat greater than I say test. Okay, CSV or is not a matter. Okay, because in Unix, even your file can have comma delimited, but extension not matter. Okay, but if you want to give, you can give CSV and give some data. So what is the first column? ID, name is XYG. Okay. Second column is 2 and test 1. Okay. This is my data and control D. Okay. So I save the file. What is my location of the data? PWD. Okay. And here I will do load data local in path. Local in path means you are copying the data, loading data from the local file system and give the location. So your username is
Yeah, I can type it.
yeah slash hive test. So this is the directory I created and the file name I created test.csv. CSV, and single quote I will close, and into table name, and table is test. Okay. So I will see this data will be loading too fast. This is a very two line, but I'm saying even 50,000 lines also there. Same time, fractions of second, the data will be loaded. It's just like a take data, put data, no validation. Okay. Now I will select command. I will do the same table. Select star from test. See here. Now the data will be coming, right? Okay. So this is the internal table. Okay. Now if I see the warehouse directory, you will see the file will be there in that directory, the same file test.csv. So Hadoop fs minus ls, and the directory is user hive warehouse slash mydb.db, that is a db, slash your table name is a test. Okay. So I'm going to
There's I think a typo for house, warehouse.
okay, that will not find. So it will say directory not found. Every command is terminated by semicolon. So you will see the test.csv file is copied. So it's a simple logic. Whenever the data is there in the hive table, the file is copied by this load data. Okay. If the same thing I can do by put command also, right? I can do with the put. Can you see the data is there, test.csv, right? Okay. So if I drop this table, if I say drop table test, okay, now I see the same. Will I find it data? This file is gone. Even this test directory also removed, because that is the part of the table, right? The test directory is the table name, right? So you will see this table directory will also be removed. Okay. File will be removed and table directory also removed. So when I'm going to create a table, so I can, the second way is like if I create a table and I can use put command to write the data in the same location. So if I do that way, I have not copied anything else. So it's the same command. Okay. So create table, and now I will use Hadoop fs minus put command. Okay. Hadoop fs minus put, and what my source location? The source location is slash your home slash, type your username. Yeah, and slash hive test slash test.csv. So this way we can put the, and what is my location? Location I know, right? Same location, user hive warehouse. And this is I'm doing after creating a table, because before creating table, there is no point to write the file in the table folder, right? So mydb.db slash test, because I know when I create table, automatically the table directory will be created, right? So now I will run this command, and I directly place the file without using the load data local path command. Okay. So I'm telling this is the second alternate way, right? So now if I do select star from table test, I will get the data. Okay. Star from test. So do this practice. Okay. You can see if you know and understand how to read and write data, how to load data. So you can do practice for anything. So you will see this one. Okay. So I showed for the internal, same thing you check here in the website, like external table. Just you have to use external keyword. Whatever loading data, copying using put command, it will all things will be same. Only difference is that you can use location keyword to write the data in a particular location outside the warehouse directory. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So we connect tomorrow. Okay, just do practice with the command. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks everyone.